how do you use Heavy? Because that's what I've been using for tracking my workouts. And I wanted to share with you, just give you like a review of what Heavy can actually do for you and also how to just set it up, right? So first, before I even talk about Heavy, I just want to give you perspective on other workout trackers that I've used in the past. And yeah, that's if you even have a workout tracker, right? Because the first question is, do you even track your workouts? Because I started training like 2016. No, not 2016, 2009. That's when I started training. And so 2009, I trained up until, yeah, 2016, 2017, 2016. That's when I competed for bodybuilding. And then 2017, I was still training. And because I was training so often, I used to know my numbers and my stats in my head, and I'll just track everything in my head. But honestly, I think I could have progressed much, much quicker if I was actually tracking everything. So a little bit after, I think it was post COVID. Yeah, because we took like a 2 year break from like training, and like all of those numbers just went out the window. So I couldn't keep track or even figure out like where was I in terms of like my weights and progression. So at that point, I had to restart everything. And by restarting, I came up with the tracker. I made my own tracker, right? Because I kind of knew exactly what I needed to do because I was also like making plans and programs for people. So I sort of like just knew everything in my head. But this time I was like, okay, I just got to put it down on paper and just find a way to track it. So lo and behold, I went on and found my Excel Excel tracker. So anyway, so this was like my don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh, guys. So this was like my OG tracker for yeah, for tracking my workouts. So this was like a just like a template that I used for clients as well. And so this was more like the push-pull program, just like the overview, what the program was about. And then I had yeah, another tab here for like mindset, motivation, and just helping people just stay accountable to themselves and yeah, just like what the benefits are that you get from training and how to progress. And even when you hit a plateau, how to just, push yourself past that and keep feeling good about your workouts. So yeah, this was kind of like the intro to my workout program. And this is it. So this was my workout program, right? Yeah, as you can tell. Yeah, a bit clunky. I'm gonna see here. Okay, can I zoom it out? Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out so that you can see it a bit. Okay, maybe let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, now I think you can see it better. But yeah, essentially, this was like the workout program. So I had the plan. So this is like week one, week two, week three, week four, week five. So this is like a 16-week program, and so it'll just progress as well throughout. And yeah, so as you can tell, like I would have my exercises, yeah, right? And then you have your sets, you have your reps, and then you can put your weight, and then you put your notes. So so this was like the actual program that I used for clients as well. And this was like in the beginning. So anyway, yeah, so this was it. And then I would have like the cardio hit workouts. Oh, no, let's go back. Yeah, so hit workout plan. So just like the days that they're doing hit, depending on what days those were. And then also just cardio, so different types of cardio that they could do. And yeah, so this was like what I was doing and how I was programming uh yeah, plans. And then I'll also give them like the entire library of exercises as well. So they would have this entire library of workouts split by body part. So you'd have your glutes, you'd have your hamstrings, calves, chest, shoulders, back, biceps, triceps, abs. So these were like almost like 50 exercises that I had, and then these ones were like in the 20s. So um, yeah, so like just to make sure that the workouts don't get boring, they could come and substitute their workouts or like challenge themselves with different workouts that they could do. So this was kind of like my library of workouts that I would use to program plans for people. So yeah, so essentially this is kind of like giving you guys perspective, right, on why I ended up using Heavy. This is where I was. And now, fast forward. So I think this was like, yeah, 20, yeah, I'd say like 2020. And actually, the way that I found out about Heavy, there's this friend of mine. So he was using Heavy, and then he was like, I was like, yo, like, what's the name of this app? Because it was like literally this, but in an app, and actually done in a way that it just made sense to me. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I'm doing, but it's in an app. It's really been, developed, and the UI looks good. Like the interface actually looks good, and I was like, damn, okay, cool. Because I mean, eventually, like if I was like, continuing to walk this path of like tracking and doing this for myself, probably I would have probably gone the path maybe if I had the money to develop an app, then maybe I would have done that. But essentially, when I found Heavy, it just made sense, right? Like immediately, just made sense. And I'll show you why. But before I show you why, I'm going to show you how to actually get Heavy, set it up on your phone, and yeah, and then you can just get yourself started. Right, so let's see. We got Heavy. Okay, so first things first, if you're an Android user or Apple user, yeah, you're gonna have to go to your to the store, App Store. So for Apple, this is just in a regular App Store, and then for Android, you can go to what's that? Google Play Store. Yeah, exactly. So, excuse me. So, uh, yeah, so I'm just gonna play this. This was like a screen recording that I took, and we'll just walk through this screen recording. So, yeah, App Store, you search it, go for Heavy, look for Heavy, and yeah, you're gonna find it. So this is Heavy. So this is the one. And yeah, so I also tried this strong workout tracker, but it was a bit, I don't know, like it was better than my Excel sheet for sure. But just comparing it to Heavy, you didn't have like the community. It just didn't have some of the features. Like, yeah, just like I don't know. It's just, yeah, I can't actually remember because I didn't use it for too long, but it was just different. It just didn't hit, you know? So yeah, so this is Heavy. Yeah, so this is a pretty decent app. And then you can find the workouts. It has like those videos that show you how to do the workouts. And yeah, so you can track everything. There's a community as well, a Heavy community. And yeah, so boom. So you got Heavy. So you can once it's downloaded, open the app and then you can log in. So I already have an account. So this is my actual account that I use, but I just logged out so that I can show you as a new user what you can do to actually get your own Heavy account. So yeah, so you're gonna put in whatever username that you want, and yeah, so you're gonna put in your email address, and then yeah, you can create your password or log in with your Apple ID. You can also do that. whichever way that you want to do it, just like signing up, or sign up with Google as well. That's another option. And then, yeah, still create your username. So I got everything, boom, sorted out. Um, and then, yeah, so once you log in, it's going to ask you to, yeah, it's going to ask you like notifications. And then it's going to ask you like your units that you like to track things in. So depending on where you are, because in North America, most of the times you use like pounds. In Canada, we actually use like kilos, Ks, instead of miles. And body measurements, usually centimeters instead of inches. So depending on where you are, just pick whatever makes sense. And if you work with a coach, yeah, just pick what your coach actually helps you with, how they usually determine or track your stuff. So yeah, and then weight. This is going to be for like the weight that you're lifting in the gym. Distance, it's going to be for tracking your cardio, like if you're doing treadmill or if you create an exercise that actually tracks distance. So you just want to have the unit because you can also customize and create your own workouts as well and determine like if they're weighted or they're like tracked by distance. But anyway, I think you kind of get what I mean. And then yeah, so you can sync with your Apple Watch or Android Health. I think there's Android Health. I don't know if that's the name. And then yeah, so I just checked everything. I could have just pressed this, but I just also wanted to show you guys that you can track all of this stuff and you can sync everything. Um, yeah, so like just on this part, like just for private information, like health standards. Like sometimes some people say, they'd rather not sync their health info and track all the health info. So you just want to think about like, what you're comfortable with. Because I clicked and turned everything on doesn't mean that you should, right? Because even for me, like I don't turn on everything just to track everything with every app because some of these apps start sharing data, right? And if one app just gets, breached and the data's gone, so, you don't know who's going to have your health information. And the last person you want to have your health information is maybe an insurance company or anyone that's going to be determining or making any decisions based on your health. So you don't want your information just to be flying out everywhere. So don't share your data with everyone, your health information. Just be very careful and yeah. So so that's it. So yeah, so you also have like different plans before I go forward. So you also have like different plans for like heavy. So you can go, 399. That's like per month, which I think it's decent for what you actually get from it. Or you can go like yearly 31.99 or 104.99 for lifetime, and then you don't have to think about it. And for most apps, because when you think about plans like even like Strava, I think it's like 99, no, 9.99 per month. So when you compare it to those other trackers, I think this is quite affordable as well when you're comparing in comparison, right? So um, yeah, so this is what you have, and then you can, you know, choose if you want to get notifications, emails, and stuff. And then, yes, so this kind of gives you like a preview of what that interface looks like. You can measure progress, join the community, and yeah, get ready. Then they'll obviously ask you some marketing questions about, how did you hear about us, that sort of thing. So you can pick whatever, whatever makes sense for you, right? Um, so boom. So right away, when you open up Heavy, this is what you're gonna get, right? So you're gonna get this. It's gonna be like your workout tab, because at the bottom here, you've got your home feed, right? You've got your workout tab. So this will show your workouts. And then you also have your profile. That's right here at the bottom here. So I'll just kind of walk you through everything. So I just inputted everything. I updated my profile. That's where I went. So it's going to ask you things like birth date. It's going to ask you things like, personal information essentially. So I just skipped everything and just, yeah, and just filled in everything so that I don't show all the data here. And then, yeah, from here you go to your workouts. So to get started, so they'll also try to help you. Like if you're like a beginner, you don't know what to do, they'll try to help you with building a plan. And yeah, because I think the app now syncs with like ChatGPT, so you can actually you can help yourself try build a plan using ChatGPT and sync it to Heavy as well. So for this one, I just wanted to create like a push day. So this is going to be like a push day workout. This is what essentially what I'm doing. So this is like the routine. So you create the routine. So the routine will be like, okay, what are you doing? Like push day, pull day, legs, right? Or you're doing cardio and you're doing so many things, right? Under that one day. So that's like the routine. That's what we mean by routine. And then for each routine, you'll add exercises into each routine. So this is going to be push day. I'm going to put push day, and then I'm going to pick my exercises for push day. So I'll pick, they'll have like popular exercises. So I'll just pick bench press, and then I'll look for incline. Oh, incline bench press. I got that. And then chest fly. I got those. So those are loaded up. So that's good. So you can look if you recall all the sorry, excuse me. If you recall all the exercises, you can just pick them and select them all at once and then just add them. And then they'll just show up and pop up on there. And by default, they pop up and show up with just one exercise or one set. Um, and once you have that one set, you can add sets to each one. So as you can see here, like all of them have like one set, one set, one set, right? And then yeah, so you have that routine help. I didn't click that. I just went straight to it because some of the stuff you just go through like reading a bunch of stuff, and then I'm just like, nah, I just don't need. I don't need to do that. So yeah, so if your routines, you can add how many sets you're doing. I'll just go like four, 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 three, right? Three, four. If you're a beginner, like start with like three or even two, just to get used to it, right? Don't stress yourself trying to get through like, you know, 30, 40 sets, right? I'm just doing this as an example. But yeah, and I'm also adding like all of these just to show you what to do. But the programming, how many sets, how many exercises you do in a workout, that's going to be dependent on your goal and how what progress you want to make. So that's where like that's where like your coach comes in, or like your personal trainer. They'll know like exactly what you need to do. And so okay, where were we? Okay, so boom, so I'm done right here. I think this is it. We're almost done. Okay, so we've got our push day. So right here, you could add another routine, right? You can add your pull day, and then you can add your leg day, and then you can even add like a rest day, right? And then if you're doing like some cardio light stuff, you can just add what you're doing, like even like stretching. You can track how long you stretch as well. Yeah, you can track everything really. So, and then you can customize again. You can create your own custom exercises, so you can create the whole entire thing. So now you've got your program, the entire workout program in the app right there. And then all you do is just click start routine. When you click start routine, it's going to ask you to sync to your phone, right? Because on your phone, you can just actually control the app on your phone. Sorry, the other way around. So it's gonna allow you to control the app from your watch, right? If you sync it, and then yeah, so you can click yeah, so let's go. So you can enable live sync. So usually I just keep it off. So this is the one thing about syncing with your phone. So sorry, syncing with your watch, because if you track, because I like to track my workouts using Apple Watch, just like the tracker, like for example, like over here when you do, no, you can't see it. Like, oh, nah, you can't even see it because yeah. So okay, now you can't see it. Okay, let me see. Yeah. So no, you can't even see it. What is going on? Okay, it doesn't work. Okay. Anyway, I like to track. I think if you have an Apple Watch, I think you understand what I'm saying. But I like to track my workouts using the default um, tracker for workouts. And yeah, so like I just wish you could see. I'm just gonna bend my arm. I don't think you can see it. Nah, it's not working. I don't know how I'm doing, but anyway, maybe if I had it on this arm, it would make sense. But yeah, on this one, it's not showing. But anyway, um, yeah. So anyway, so if you sync it, you'll be able to control, but you can't use them at the same time, right? You can't track using your Apple Watch and also use Heavy at the same time. So so yeah, so like over here, so we're gonna start with bench press, right? This is now our workout. So you click start your workout. So you're gonna go bench press, okay, 135, and you enter the reps, right? And then once you've done it, you click done, tap, you just tap this check mark, and then you click done. And then the other thing for warm up, so this, if you tap on set one, you can actually change this to like a warm up set, right? Or if you're doing supersets, so you can actually customize and pick if you're doing like a warm up set or if you're doing a superset. And then it'll pair those. If you're doing a superset, it'll pair the exercises together for the superset as well. Okay. And then so, yeah, pretty much this is what you do. Just add your weights, right? Add your weights, add your reps, boom, 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 done, right? So now you're done. So just before here, so also like once you're done, right, you can put notes here like, okay, how did the first set feel? How did the second set feel? How did the third set feel? Right? Was your strength good? Okay, did you feel one side that was stronger than the other side? So you can put all your notes there so that the next time that you come, you actually know exactly how that exercise felt. And you can also add like RPE. If you go to the workouts in the settings section, you can you can also select RPE. RPE essentially like how many sets in reserve you had when you did that exercise or you did that set. So you can pick from I think it's from like 6 to 10, right? Six, something like okay, I had four more in the reserve. Like I could probably done four more. Okay, maybe I could have done like 3, 2, 1. Oh no, I was out. Like I couldn't do anything. That'd be like 10, right? So you can pick your yeah, the range, how much you had in the tank when you left. So as you progress, you want to be able to do the same amount of weight, but also have more in reserve, which is also going to come into how much food you had, how much sleep you had. So all those other factors will start, counting. So you can track that and put that in your notes like okay, I had a meal today, I had one meal before this workout. Okay, my workout was not great, or my workout was fantastic because I had like maybe a bowl of rice, or you were carved up and it just felt good. So so that's stuff that you want to track, right? So you can actually put it in your notes here, and then you can have all that data tracked and logged in, and boom. So just compare that to this. Can you see what I'm talking about? Can you see the difference right now? Like what I'm talking about? So essentially, this is what I was doing, right, for a couple years, and yeah, this is what I was also getting my clients to do as well. Yeah, no wonder why they weren't actually tracking everything. Some actually did, which I was actually impressed, right, when I compare it to this. But yeah, shout out to Heavy, shout out to Heavy. But yeah, but anyway, yeah, coming back. Uh, we we figured out, okay, this is how you track everything. Okay, so over here I'm just clicking um done, done, done. I'm not adding everything, but I'm just trying to show you guys what it's gonna look like once you're done with your workout, right? Mhm. Okay, boom. Now you're done. Click finish. And then this is the nice thing about Heavy. So it's gonna sort of like, because it's got data, right? Like from all the other people that actually use Heavy. So it kind of saw like, okay, this routine was pretty quick. So they asked me like, yo, did you actually do this? Or what's up? So if you go through a routine very quick, or if you go through a routine for like, let's say for example, if you forget to like log the workout and say, okay, I'm done, finished, it's gonna ask you like, hey, are you sure? Right? It's unusual. So yeah, it's gonna allow you to actually adjust the duration of your workout. Right. So if you don't do certain exercises, don't just click done, 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 done. Don't do this. Actually remove them because you can actually remove it from your workout. And then boom, once you're done, it's going to track, it's going to tell you how long your workout was, how much volume you lifted cumulatively, like all the weights, and also how many sets, right? That information. And when everyone can see it, it's sort of like being held accountable to whatever you're doing. And you can also compare stats. That's the other cool thing about Heavy, which probably we're probably not going to get into it today, but I can show you in kind of like how to track your workouts as well in a separate video. Today, I just want to show you like how to set it up and kind of give you like a bit of a review of where Heavy is, and yeah, so this is Heavy, yeah, pretty much. This is Heavy. So once you click save, let's see here. Yeah, once you click save, oh, oh, it wasn't playing. Okay. Yeah, once you click save, you're gonna have a nice workout, right? So you're gonna have this, and you can share it to your stories, and you can tag Heavy if you want. And yeah, you're gonna have your username as well. It's gonna show you exactly what you did. And then, yeah, so over here, you're gonna have like suggested athletes. So this is now going over to your home tab. So this is gonna be your default home screen. Shows your workout shows up in the feed, and then you're gonna have different people that you can follow on Heavy. So these are some people I'm still yet to figure out, like, with Heavy, because it's pretty new. I still haven't figured out, like, okay, like, where do people sort of like get their I don't know, maybe some people have like followings on different platforms, and they sort of like push people towards Heavy, but I haven't seen Heavy marketing uh their plans or their app like that much. But yeah, because I don't think they do like any ads or anything, but I think they might have like some athletes, I guess, maybe like ambassadors, that do promote Heavy. And yeah, because some people, like, I haven't actually found like a ton of my friends on Heavy, so yeah, which would be cool for just accountability. So if you're interested in joining Heavy, just follow me on Heavy as well. So my social my no my handle is Nate Malumbo. I'll put it in the description as well, and you can see it there. and then you can follow me on Heavy, and then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. This is Heavy. This is how you set it up. And I also made like a guide on like how to use Heavy. It's on my site, and I'll see. I don't know, like if you know where you're watching this from, but I'll add it in the description or somewhere. But it's definitely on my site. You can probably find it there. And then yeah, so um, let's see, let's see. So this is Heavy. Yeah, so you're done. And then the next day you can just come and that's it. Boom. For that. So anyway, so that's Heavy. And yeah, comparing it to what I was using before, you can really tell like, okay, this is pretty handy. Because the nice thing about it, like imagine after like week 16, right? After week 16, what was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? What was I gonna do? I was gonna like add another tab and then create another workout, and it's now a database where you just have like, workout program, workout program, workout program, workout program. So yeah, like Heavy is the real deal. Like I actually think Heavy's it's pretty good. Um, and yeah, so I don't know. Have you tried using Heavy? Let me know. Let me know if you've tried using Heavy. But I think this is going to be a game changer for a lot of people that are trying to get their training to the next level. And also say, like, if you're a coach as well, using Heavy, because I also use Heavy for coaching. So if you're a coach, definitely look into Heavy because your plans, you can add like different clients and you can actually chat with people on Heavy as well. Like your clients, you can, track, you can see their workouts, you can talk to them, you can adjust the program, all the nice things that you need as a coach. So for the coach, you would actually have like a separate plan as well. So you just add your clients, and then you can see all their data. You can chat with them. So that's like an entire different app that yeah, we can do a review on it if you're a coach, if you're interested. But yeah, it's definitely a good app. Makes it easier to like manage your workouts and just manage like, you know, clients or manage just, I mean, not even just manage, but engaging with people, right? Because I've got like friends that I, track uh track on Heavy, not track like that, but they track using Heavy. But we kind of just like each other's workouts every day and be like, I see you, we're in the gym, okay, okay, yeah, okay, I've been slacking, it's like that, that accountability. You're not really talking, but you're talking, when they like your workout, and I'm like, I haven't opened up this app in a while, and someone just liked your workout from like, whatever, a month ago. It's like, yo, what are you doing? So they're checking up on you. So it's just like, that unspoken accountability. So that's the nice thing about Heavy. So yeah, I definitely recommend you check it out. And yeah, so um, if you check it out, like I think you're gonna just download it, right? Just download it, test it out, see if you like it, see if you don't. And if you have any training apps that you use, just let me know. And I know a lot of like other trainers or other people, they use like Trainerize app for clients. But the nice thing about Heavy, right, is if you, let's say for example, like someone's working with a coach, because the goal for coaching people and helping people is not for them to be dependent on you or your platform, right? That's the goal. So I think the good thing about Heavy too is that it also allows the user, let's say if you're working with a coach or client, I mean with a coach or personal trainer, it allows the user to actually own their own progress and tracking and data in terms of like what workouts they did and even learning how to design a program or like okay I need to take it down a notch, right? If you're using Heavy, it allows that even if you um worked with a coach or a personal trainer, you can just keep your account and either pay the subscription for any of the plans, and you just have all the tools that you need, and then everything else, like honestly, because there's also like the sync with ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT is not always accurate. Let's just put it that way, right? Sometimes you actually need to like review ChatGPT, like okay, is it actually telling you the truth? Because it lies sometimes, right? So you don't want to depend and rely on ChatGPT, but you can also still go through like YouTube videos and just like see like, okay, what are the people doing for the workouts? And the main thing again, it's just like you figuring out what works for you. That's the main thing, right? As long as you're making progress, you don't want to make yourself suffer, right? And yeah, and just try figure out everything on your own. And, maybe you're just lost in the sauce. So, if you have Heavy, at least it gives you like, guides and even like different workouts, how to perform them. It gives you little videos, right? Like I just maybe didn't show you guys, but maybe I can actually show you guys. Let's see. So this is my actual, uh, okay, I'll show you guys. Okay, so this is gonna work. Okay, I'm not gonna show you guys, everyone who I follow, but okay, so this is the actual. There we go. So this is the actual app, right? So this is my. Oh, oh no, no. There we go. So this is it. This is the one that I actually use. So, uh, yeah, then you're gonna get. Okay, so this is one of the things that they give you. So you get a calendar. You can use a calendar. Okay, that's better. Okay, so you can use a calendar. You can see how many days you went to the gym, how consistent you were. So you can see like there's certain days that I don't really go to the gym and days that I actually go to the gym. So depending on your schedule, you can track and see like a pattern, right? Um, and then okay, what were we talking about? Let's see. I actually forgot what I was saying. Oh, nice. Okay, so mm, so right here. mm, Okay, chat, remind me what we were talking about. My brain just went away and just escaped. Um, yeah, but anyway, I'll just show you guys what mine looks like. So this is my current program that I'm following, right? This is my current program that I'm following right now, right? So that's it. I've got chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, cardio and core balance, right? And then, oh yeah, I think I wanted to show you guys the workouts. Like it shows you how to perform different workouts, right? So when you click on a workout, right? So you see that blue thing, like when I click it, like the barbell overhead, right? So when I click on that, it shows you, gives you like a little video on how to perform the exercise, right? And yeah, so that's like the summary. So it has like history. It tells me personally like how I've progressed doing that specific exercise as well. So you can actually see, and then you can see it tells you, it also gives you like the description on, okay, there we go. Gives you a description on how to do it, right? Uh, and then let's see here. Yeah. So this is like, oh, this is the history of every workout that I did with the overhead, right? You guys don't laugh at my screen. I know. I've got a screen protector, but no case. Yeah, I've lots of cracks. Gotta figure it out. I gotta fix it. At least my screen is not like cracked. I've got a screen protector. But anyway, so these are the different days that I did overhead press. So you can actually see how did you progress for that exercise, right? And then, oh, okay, so that was it. And then, boom. And then leaderboard, all your friends, it shows you like from your friends, like where you rank. So I can see all the people that I follow, right? That are my friends, like where I rank with all my friends for the heaviest weight, right? So, a couple guys are like I'm at like 125, the other guys are like 180, right? Overhead press. And my my excuse is, yeah, because I tore my pec, so I've been recovering slowly. I'm gonna get an op eventually, but yeah, but I obviously I'm progressing slowly and making some progress as well. But you can see all of this stuff, right? Like with your friends and compare, like, okay, friendly competition. Not that you have to compete with people, but just like friendly competition where you stack up, right? In terms of strength. But the most important thing is not to like go hard or like increase intensity all the time, right? The most important thing is to be healthy and active and just have, you know. Okay, fam. So as I was saying, I don't know where we left off, but yeah, internet just dropped for a second there. But anyway, so as I was saying, use Heavy. If you have any apps that you use that you currently use, just let me know. Let me know. Let's find the best app or like tool for progress, the gym, training, working out, and see what gains we can make. Because I tell you, like if you just track things, because I was so adamant. Like at one point, I was so adamant. I was just like, nah, I know I got this. I got this in my head. But you get to a point where you're just so overwhelmed with a lot of things. Like you've got work, you've got family, you've got a relationship, you've got yeah, you've got food, you've got different things that you're trying to get into place all at once, right? So sometimes working out is the last thing that you're really trying to track and keep track of, like all these numbers, right? Because like it's just I understand why people just fall off because the motivation goes away because they're like, I don't even remember what I was working on. Like, okay, am I progressing? Am I not progressing? Like, it's like you get in this weird space if you're trying to track everything in your head, and more responsibilities are piling up. And when you're younger, it's easier because maybe the only thing that you're doing is like school and working out, hanging out with friends. So yeah, so it's easier. But when you get older, where you have more things on your plate, it's much easier to just write things down and track things on paper. Just to make sure that you're relieving your brain and not overloading it. So you want to offload a lot of things on paper and you don't have to worry about tracking everything. So when I actually started tracking everything, even like I'll show you guys how I lost like 60 pounds in 6 months, which was also because I was tracking, not just tracking workouts this time, but I was also tracking food, workouts, and just tracking my progress every week. And you'll see the graph; it goes woo, 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 boom, right? From like 200 and what was I, 204 to like 140, 143. I think that was the lowest. I don't know if it was like 140, but 143 was definitely the lowest that I got to. So yeah, so I mean, like at that rate, I think and this was like in 6 months. Yeah, in 6 months. So the moment you start tracking, it just speeds things up. You know what to adjust, you know what to keep, yeah, you just know exactly what you're doing. You're not guessing anymore because you're tracking everything. So if there's anything that I can leave you guys with is just track everything, fam. Just track everything. And yeah, you'll see so much progress as well. So I'll leave that PDF for you guys so that you can download it. And yeah, it's going to be quick, maybe not as detailed, but it'll just give you like an overview as well as just like what I did, just to show you like what you need to do, how to track it, and it'll be just like a quick reference guide in case you forget some of this stuff.